Hey girls. So, I lost my beloved Panther. The great days of hosting Cayo Perico and them hosting it for you with friends seems to be over. I lost my Panther. I didn't even get paid for it. So, I'm going to have to set up Cayo Perico again, something I never really wanted to have to do ever again because I've done it like 100 times. But the new thing is we actually have to do it. How come I can't set it to my... Oh yeah, duh. Yeah, so set the spawn point to the Kasaka. Then I'm going to... I use crew session because it seems like that's easiest for friends to join and stuff like that without having to be invited. Hello. So yeah. I've literally done this like over 100 times, I'm sure. I wanted to never have to do it, but we have to do it. No more app being closed, it seems. Aye. Let's change the outfit for doing some business. Oops. This'll do. Oh gosh, there we go. So, for one thing, if you... Hey, I can do it on hard mode, even though... Okay, I guess we don't have to immediately have it set to hard mode. I guess we can choose every time. Hello. Is my voice must be broadcasting, right? Let me just check in the chat. Just a second. Yeah, I think my voice is working alright. What the How did my... Okay, never mind. I was like, how did my KD go down? Oh yeah, this is my old character. I like played for a year before I even know to go for headshots. Okay, so... Yeah, okay, let's rock. Let's do this. Let's start the timer. Gotta do the gather intel mission first. So depending on where that is, I just go to the submarine controls and go to fast travel. This is all just to save time. Just want to be close to our destination. Mount Gordo. Here, we'll be able to see this option here. We won't have to fly over a mountain. We'll just fly through a little valley-ish kind of thing. So let's go there. Alright. Why am I in third person or first person? So yeah, you can blow up these guys, but you have to be careful not to damage the plane because you don't want it to die on your way there. You don't want the engine to die, so... Usually I don't blow up. There's one or two guys like right beside the plane. Usually I don't blow them up. Sometimes you can blow them up and the plane can survive the explosion right next to it. You'll see it bounce, but you kind of want to be a little safer than that. Blow up these guys. That guy's safe to blow up. That guy I won't. That guy won't. Now it's safe. Let's get him now. That's weird. A lot of the times he doesn't run away from the plane, he'll stick right by it, so I would say not to do it. Like, I've had it 9 times out of 10 that I blow him up right beside the plane and the plane doesn't get too damaged to fly, but, you know, that 10th time when it happens is pretty annoying, so I just don't do it, because it's not a big deal, like, having to kill him with a gun. It's not like it's like a very, very minimal time, like less than 10 seconds that it would cost you for sure. Like, I would say probably even less than 5, if you're a good shooter. Always put the landing gear up, of course. You'll fly slower if your landing gear is down. I try to fly in a straight line towards the yellow dot. I better not fly over the prison yard, or the prison station. Prison complex. What would it be called? For some reason this plane pulls down. It used to stay level when you have it leveled out, but Rockstar changed the programming for a lot of planes for some reason. So you have to constantly pull up. It's a little tedious, but you can live with it. The fact that I used to play when you didn't have to do that, it does annoy me. It irks me. They have to like constantly jerk the plane up. Because it especially makes it hard in racing. Because you're basically not flying in a straight line anymore. So you're losing time. Just because of Rockstar decided to... Anywho. This is like one of the most tedious parts of this whole heist. Having to fly across the map here, but it is what it is. Try not to get too annoyed with it. Just chill. Setting this up is pretty chill. Okay. Yeah, setting this up is pretty chill. Yeah, bread, money. Now I get you. I mean, there were times that I did this like back to back a bunch of times, especially when I was starting out and wanted to buy like all my properties and stuff in like 1 week, so you know, just put on something chill to listen to an audiobook or podcast or something. That's usually what I do when I'm grinding. Listen to a lot of audiobooks. It was alright. It was alright, thank you. How's yours? I was just ate some dinner, having a little bit of decaf coffee right now and doing this. Because, yeah, I have friends who haven't really done this, so I thought I'd do this video quickly, try to make a guide. Cool, man. I'm doing this in free aim as well, for a little bit of extra excitement. Assholes out, let's go!
Arms out, let's go.
Using honey instead of... I'm on PS5, but I'm on my PS4 account right now. I haven't moved my main account. This is my main account. I haven't moved it to PS5 yet, because most of my friends are still on PS4. I did make a new account on PS5, though. That's why I was saying, like, I grinded this. I didn't have to grind it too much to buy all my properties. Okay, so first thing you want to go into this air base here. This is pretty shitty secondary, but yeah, take a picture of these. PS4 is still where it's at. I'll honestly say that PS5 is pretty dead. Like, I played on PS3 even up to like 2018 on and off, and I swear that's what PS5 is like right now, for how dead it is. Like, you seldom get invited to anything or joined to anything. When you try to join quick jobs, it'll often just be like empty lobbies. It's pretty fucked up. Damn, my fucking loot is sucking dick here. Okay, so usually I actually do this part in first person just to move around even faster. I have my settings on FPS 2 so that I can just hold down the run button easier. Because there's an actual bullet in his mouth, the 45, and that means not only what do we got here? Is this Coke? Looks like at least one of them's Coke, that's good. You can see that sparkle. Okay, level 33. You could do that. I've made accounts like, I think I've made like over 10 characters easily, and you can crank that up, man. You can get to level 33 in like a couple days. But I mean, when you're starting out, I don't think it should be about the grind. You should just enjoy it. I just have done it because, like, I don't know, it's kind of like a prestige or the speed run. It's like doing a new playthrough to see how fast you can do it, rank up and get all of my stuff. Yeah, so I stole that motorcycle. Now I go over here. Just pay attention to the minimap. You'll learn to make some little landmarks to look for yourself. Past that little shack on the right. Past this oil tanker. Past this dude, this patrol guy. You want to go a little bit past him so he doesn't hear the engine. Then I come up to this warehouse here. Okay, see the guard tower? He's looking away. The guard tower is the guy with that long cone. He has that long cone. Next he's going to turn and look, and then there'll be like, see, it'll overlap, but then he'll adjust his view a little bit. There, now I can move. Now I can go along here. I just scoped, if you know you're going to be doing this heist with friends, you don't need to scope all this stuff on the island. You can just go scope the compound, but I do this in case I have to do this heist alone. Or in case, like, the compound has really extremely bad loot, but usually that's not the case. Usually you may as well just go to the compound. So, paying attention to the radar, you got that guard, you got a security camera. There's a car coming up. There's a big red blip. It's coming up, and it's going to come down this road right there, the one I'm looking at on my screen. So I want to make sure I'll just wait for him to pass by before I do this part. I'm pretty good here, but just to be safe, because I haven't done this in a little while, I'm going to go over here. He won't see shit. They ain't gonna see shit, man. Okay, and everything else, these other guards and everything, if you're like pretty close to here, they won't see you, no matter like on their routes or anything. And of course, this is the second time I've set up this, like, I mean, the first time this isn't the second time, it's way more than that, but the first time there is some extra stuff you have to do, so of course you gotta be aware of that. So this guard here to my right, I want to wait a little bit for him. Weird, they changed the pattern maybe a little bit. Usually I'm able to just run right now, not have to worry about any of this crap. Not have to wait for anybody. I'll just run right behind him, I think. I think I'll be good to do that. And then, where does he go? Does he actually walk down here? No, he just looks. Stealthy. Sneaky. So like if you weren't scoping out the island, that's all I bother. Whoa, there's a fucking, what is that thing? A speeder? Was this thing always here? I don't remember this thing being here. I usually just steal this dinghy. It's, if memory serves, I think it's actually easier to turn around than that speeder, and it's not as long. So you use the R1 button in order to turn tight, so you don't get stranded on these. Yep, out. We're out. Yeah, so if you're not scoping out the island, you can steal a boat like right off the landing strip if you're lucky enough to swim in the water and be able to just hijack one. That can either go well or it can be a bit of a pain in the ass and take like multiple attempts. So I just do this all at once. Like I scope that shit out, then steal the boat from there, and then just going to the point now where I can scope the control box. Just cruising. Yeah, level 33, that's cool now. Young feller. Yeah, just enjoy, man. Just enjoy. It is good to be smart, if you can, though. Like, I would say pay attention to what all the bonus weeks are. Like right now, it's racing, and I would say go ahead and join races and do them. If you can, even host them with contact and slipstream off or non-contact, but that's me. Maybe when you're starting out, you don't really care about that stuff. And like when I first started out, I was like fine with people crashing into each other and stuff like that. I was like, whatever. It was all part of the fun still, but as time went on, I really didn't want to have any of that going on. Okay, so yeah, see this spot on the map? This is where I landed my boat here. This is just an easy route for me. This is the main dock. So I go back into first person so that I can run around faster. Running around the island, man. So I just avoid these guards to the left. Pay attention to the road on the left, because that's where I want to actually cross to go towards the control tower. It doesn't really matter the route I take here, but yeah, that guy turned around, but there's a car coming, so I'm going to avoid that. Sometimes his cone will like swing around, so I'm going to watch out for that. Once he's passed, I'll cross. Sometimes that car is there, sometimes it's not. So you just want to pass when it's safe too. That I had like a bit of a worst case scenario having to wait for the car to go by, so that's about as hard as it is. It's pretty easy. Let's run in towards the objective, man. I just cross over here. Notice it's a big mountain. It would be too steep to go directly towards it. I think, I don't know, I never even tried. I'm pretty damn sure. So I just, cut across here a little early. And then, oh yeah, watch out for that car if it's coming.
So you don't go home disappointed. The plus one mini ram. Roses are red, violets are blue. Spenny's not here, so fuck. Get my rice cakes in the L, boys. Get off the stage, sucker. Fuck. Yo. You know everything your mother taught you. When you're running around, has ever got you. Guns and drugs will surely destroy you. So
you see how there's a little, there's a guard here on the radar by the yellow blip? when there is a guard here, it means you will have to climb up. If it's like ground level, the control box, that guard won't be here. So that's a little hint for you if you're wondering where the control box is. The fact that there's a guard here means I'll have to climb up. It'll be somewhere above. Switch out of third person or first person now.
So I'm gonna have to go with my man KY. He ain't got balls enough to tell the judges. You know what I mean?
White rice, possible stage presence. White rice is my choice.
I'm a big fan of the elbows.
There's a control box. So there's a way to, if you don't want to like do any mental math, you could just actually spam X until you get it right. It doesn't matter how many times you fail this. I actually just like doing the math quick. Okay, so the X is multiplied by 10. The 2 dashes is, oh wait, shit. Yeah, okay, no, that's right. The 2 dashes is multiplies by 2, and the circle with the line through it multiplies by 1, so just whatever adds up to the total there. Whatever combination. Scope it out. You skip right to the basement. That's when the treasure starts, of course. The first time, of course, you do want to scope all this stuff out, but oh my god. Okay, so it's bearer bonds. Cool. That's like the second most valuable primary. From the normal primaries, that is. Good, good. Gold, that's good as well.
Remember, you are not a pet mule. There's only so much you can carry. You want more? Make friends.
No paintings in the office so far. That's too bad. If you get 2 paintings in the office, you can do it completely solo very quickly. I don't necessarily even want to do this solo, but I just hardly ever have anybody online to do stuff with lately. There's a painting. There's more gold. Hopefully there's one more pile of gold. That would make it good for 2 people. There we go. 3 piles of gold. South storage, of course, is the last place that any treasure can spawn. The first time you just have to check all the other shit, but I won't have to, of course, this time. So, to just fast travel back to my plane, I can either kill myself or get caught by the guards. I try to... Let's see if I can survive this. Yeah, because I get caught by the guards instead of dying. It's funny. Instead of having to traverse the island myself, let's fast travel this way. Santos. Scope out is complete.
My natural instinct is defending allegations of racism. There is too much evidence to support the claim for me to ignore it. How do you feel about it? What's it called? When there were millions of votes still uncounted.
Problematic AI. Okay, so I'll just get my Sparrow. Sparrow is the quickest way to travel and do this, of course. I like to get my Kasaka at Vespucci Beach.
Come on, man. Wait, black.
So when calling the Kasaka, you should stay in your vehicle, otherwise the blip on the radar might not show up properly.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to call it from over here.
Conservatives were once German Jewish immigrants, but they're now outnumbered by the liberal left-wing Jews. What about liberal left-wing Jews? Are they bad? I think Jews have been major.
This AI is fucking shit. Okay, I also like don't look at, because your stuff won't spawn direct like where you can see it, so I always like look downwards at the ground so it'll spawn as close as possible.
Hello, Gavin. It's not bad.
The reason the Kasaka or the Sparrow is the fastest way to set this up is because you can do this just directly go inside without having to land and all that.
But now you're Trump? Frankly, I mean, Trump is, he's a great guy, right? I was created by Basetown Dynamics. It's a favorite podcast. I don't listen to podcasts. Do you believe the Jews control the economy? I don't know much about that. Sorry, let me something up.
I love when AIs go crazy, man. It's so good. Okay, oh yeah. Just to be a little faster, like I don't always do this, but if you want to be fast as hell, you can do this. I'm going to drive my Kasaka close to the beach, so that it's even faster going to and from it.
Black people are not disproportionately represented in crime stats, and the way you maintain that is you just.
It's gonna save a bit of time. It's not a huge amount, but why not save some time?
Did we already cover this?
I mean, this is a little bit slow doing this the one time, but for all the preps, it'll save time. See that jutting out part, kind of, where those rocks are? I just kind of park it over here. Not too far in, though, because you don't want to beach it and have it mess up. Yeah, I'll stop about here. Sometimes I go closer, but for the sake of this video, I haven't done this in a little bit. So press triangle again to get out of the driver's seat. It's probably going to put the rebreather on me for some dumb reason. Usually does. Hey, it didn't. Oh no, it didn't.
The Black Power DA, Kim Gardner,
it's glitched out.
She releases him to extreme ownership. You know why she released him?
Oh yeah, I have to start the prep mission. So certain ones of these I like doing in the daytime because it's easier to see. I'm going to do one of the more difficult ones first. I kind of do it, I don't know, it's up to you what order you do them in. But I sometimes like doing the difficult one first, just so it's over with. I'm going to do the Longfin. Longfin's a good approach vehicle. It's fast, and if you need to do the heist solo, it's very good to use.
Oh, I guess I can't criticize you. And this is the last thing I'll do. My favorite sadly is this guy, football player with a gay son. Really pro-family.
If you don't have a Sparrow, this mission is easy to do with the Kuruma as well. I actually don't like to blow these guys up in case it makes the Longfin hard to get. I'll just blow the ones up that aren't mute. Camera's fucking up. Wow, I'm getting shot to hell, man. Wow. Wow, I'm getting shot like crazy. Maybe these guys got buffed. They used to not hurt, like, at all. So maybe they got buffed. Yeah, blowing up the guys in the station is all that really matters to make it easier for yourself after. Okay, so at this point, I know where the trucks are. I'm gonna fly high up to lose my wanted level while I'm on the way to pick up a truck. If you have a Phantom Wedge, you don't have to do this part. You could just skip right to getting that Longfin. So I'm going to the blip where there's two of the trucks. Sometimes there's even trucks driving around the street, but it's pretty rare. So usually you will have to go to one of these if you don't own a Phantom Wedge or whatnot. Maybe a collar custom and all that shit would work too. Okay, so I'm gonna stay up high here, while that way my wanted level will disappear while I do this. Oh, it's already gone. So I put a waypoint at this little point here. See where there's this thinner train bridge that goes out over the water towards the docks? I'm putting a waypoint there because that's where I'll lose the police while being on the way to my destination once I have the Longfin. This is the fastest way I've learned how to do this. Make it very, very fast and smooth. Don't shoot. Well, I guess I could missile them, but I won't. Weapons check. I want my advanced rifle. I like the advanced for free. Take the minigun out, just to make it even easier. Okay, at this point also, I usually do this while I'm walking, but return the Sparrow because you will want it later, and if you wait too long, there'll be a cooldown and you'll just be like standing around waiting for it, so I return it at that point there ahead of time. You only need to kill that security guard. What, these guys want to fight still? No. That's weird. Usually they just run away. So I've got my waypoint and my destination. So this is just like the easiest way I know to do this. Like if you actually, if things go bad on this, it can take a while. It can take some time, so I'm just going to show you guys how to do this as fast as possible that I know. A lot of these heist preps are extremely easy, but if something goes wrong, if you don't really know how to do it, you can be like eating up time, getting killed and stuff. Screw all that. Who wants that? Or having to drive around the city within a slow vehicle trying to lose the police, and screw that too.
Now, that is why they are now going directly at Christianity. Because if we can couple that family, slowly, that's the once we get those in the way, the whole thing.
There are several different locations that this Longfin can be at. It's the same deal though. I put the same like escape waypoint every time, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, here you want to make sure you can actually back in here because it's always hard to turn around inside the police parking lots with this thing, so sometimes you want to back in. Bam. Yeah. You see how unwieldy this thing is, so yeah, if there's problems, it can be like a pain in the butt, but this is an easy way to do it. Phantom Wedge is fun. It can save you a bit of time, but this thing can plow through traffic as well, like, pretty easily. Boom. Screw them all. Bam. Get out the way, man. No problem. It's like the Titanic, this thing. Don't even swerve, just go right through them. I'll have no problems.
The hairdo, like,
You might want to adjust your angle a little bit so you're hitting it on the side rather than
they look like
dead on. That can help sometimes too. Hitting the corner of a vehicle, I mean, rather than flat.
That is gone. Now you have.
So I'm almost at my waypoint. There's often a train that comes by here, but it'll only ever come on it's the side to my right, but would that be the west track? So if you're on the left track, you're good. And yeah, see, it'll spawn pretty much if you're nearby a lot of the time. Just being in the vicinity of where trains can spawn will help spawn them sometimes. So I'm safe over here, out on this little bridge. That's why I put the waypoint. The police traffic will never come here. So there's a spot that you can always use to lose the police, unless there's a helicopter. If there's a helicopter, they can come out and see you here. But without a helicopter, you're good over here. Yeah, you just don't want to be parked on the side to the right here, the west side of the track, because that's where a train can spawn, and that'll definitely destroy you. Yep. So now I'm almost at the destination. That waypoint not only loses the police, but it's on the way to where we have to go anyway. So that's why I use that.
When they see these pictures, my Egyptian now, okay. Like they hate white people so much that they hate Arabs. Because they think they're white. Grandmother of me. I have a lot in common with you.
Bomb.
But you have a tooth in common. I know you had the same part once. Yep. Tooth is French for all.
Okay, so that's done. And yeah, the reason why I said to return your Sparrow is because you want to request it here. This is always the destination for this vehicle, and requesting any kind of land vehicle, even an oppressor, at the docks can be a nightmare. Usually they don't spawn properly. It'll spawn on a completely different dock. And then if you try to steal a vehicle around here, there's always a security guard that will see you and you'll get a wanted level. So fuck all that shit. We want to be fast.
This next tweet sort of sums up the
Requesting the Sparrow seems to work always very well, even at the docks. Usually it'll spawn really close to you, so the Sparrow is very, very nice to have. I think if you have a Buzzard, it would be the same deal, but if you're going to own a Buzzard, you may as well own a Sparrow instead. And I say that as a lover of the Buzzard. The Buzzard is the OG, but in these days, after the Sparrow exists, the Sparrow has more utility, more usefulness.
all just to display in museums. Get a glance for a game of learning.
Should I do weapons? Maybe I'll do weapons last. It's nighttime now, so I'm going to do... Oh, okay, I'm going to do Cutting Torch, because this one pretty much I don't need to see the enemies. Sorry, just a sec. I don't need to see the enemies. My auto-locking Sparrow missiles will be able to do all the work for me, so that's why I do this one at night. Kill some time at nighttime. Wait for the sun to come up for any missions where I actually need to see what I'm doing.
Actually is derived from the library of the Order of the Star in the East. This book is rather old. We need special cutting doors to cut the underwater grate. You will find these at many construction sites. Of course, these days, you will also find armed security at many construction sites. Apparently, the citizens of Los Santos have a habit of stealing
This guy, okay, yeah. This was probably easier with an oppressor, but it's still easy as hell with the Sparrow, if you're a decent enough pilot. I go in this direction, because if you rotate the other direction, often they'll be running towards the Sparrow, and then the auto-locking missiles won't track them very well. That should be pretty good, though. I think I missed that guy. I could just kill him on foot, though. Looks like there's a couple enemies still alive. I could just do all my missiles to kill them all, but I might just... I haven't shot people on foot in free aim for a little bit. Let's go. Let's keep that gun game up.
We need to bridge that gap. And in order to do that, we need to think outside the box, question everything we do, and learn to think in more.
That wasn't very good.
Going back to these older ideas, and things that were known, right? Older.
Okay, so it'll be in one of these boxes. I never really remember where all these little tool boxes are, so I always look around like an idiot. I almost remember where they all are, but I guess I never wanted to commit the brain power to it.
And a lot of this stems from the ideas of the Theosophical Society, or Theosophical thought. So some of the language they use in here may be geared more towards somebody that's familiar with the precept of Theosophy. So if there's anything that comes up that is particularly confusing,
there it is. It's always in a random one, so.
But I don't think we'll encounter too much.
Alright, I'm gonna get in my heli. Just in the interest of being fast, I just want to take off before the enemies are all around me. Don't really want to have to deal with them. They're just pieces of code. I don't need to feel vindictive or anything. They're just whatever. I just want to do my thing.
Of everyday life, while we feel drawn towards them by an attraction which increases in geometrical progression, we come to know more of them and understand them better. We are yet conscious at the back of our minds, as it were, of a faint sense of unreality, or at least unpracticality.
I think I will try to do the weapons one next. Because it seems like usually you don't get the crappy... There's two variations of the weapons sourcing. One is in like an office building, the other one is a Merryweather. You have to follow a helicopter and go inside an Avenger. That one just takes longer. It seems like I never really get that one at night though, so I'm going to try to do the weapons one now. Seems like I always get that Merryweather one in the daytime, not nighttime. Could be some things are programmed as like in windows of time in the game. Maybe it's just my luck though, so let's find out. I buy the suppressors ahead of time here. Some people say you don't even need them, but whatever, I do it anyways. It doesn't really matter what weapon loadout you use, just whatever. Whatever to your liking, but I always do this one. Okay, cool, the office building one. Since I'm in free aim, I'm going to armor and snack up just in case. You don't really want to die during this one, or else it'll make it a pain in the ass.
Thirdly, to note the condition both of consciousness and its mechanism during sleep, and fourthly, to inquire how the various kinds of dreams we can experience are thereby produced. And I'm going to pause for a moment there, folks, because this is an important distinction. So we're talking about what is the mechanism of dreaming. That's what's being discussed here, and he breaks this down.
Regardless of which office building it is, it's the same MO. You want to land on the roof, avoid all the guys at the bottom, don't light them up or anything. It's this building, eh? Yeah. There's only one roof that's like a little bit difficult to land on, but I didn't get it. I would show you how to do that when it comes up. Maybe make a separate video as a little footnote for this. Okay, so land on the roof, weapons check, silence weapons on. I think you can even use the stone hatchet and just melee everybody in there and be kind of invincible. Well, that's what I've heard anyway, but I've never done it, so I don't really want to try it right now. In case, because like I said, you don't want to die on this one or else it'll be a pain in the ass. You'll spawn at the foot of the building with tons of enemies around and enemy helicopters around, and that's just a pain in the ass. So you want to do this, keep this easy. So I go over here to the right, get ready to headshot this guy through the door. First shot is going to open the door. Second shot puts him down. You want to have that kill pretty soon after the door opens, otherwise the alarm will go off. This guy won't see shit. Headshot him. This guy you don't even need to kill, but just for safety, sure. These two guys, I kill, yeah. You want to do them pretty fast. Oh shit, I fucked up. Oh well. No more stealth. Because I'm in free aim. I'm a little rusty too. Maybe my aim setting's different on this account too. Seems like it. I'll use the assault shotgun. It's easy. Easy as pie. I've even seen people do this, where they set everybody on fire in here. My aim sucks right now. What the fuck? Dead zone down. Where's the acceleration? All the way up. What the fuck? This is all crazy. 2 or 3 down. Okay. Yeah, it's funny seeing them all on fire. I like it. He's dying. Oh my god, look at him run. Shit, man. Okay, there's always a guy in here too. So usually, you could just kill the guys at, like, the guy at the desk, the 2 guys to that side, and then there's a guy in this room, you don't even have to kill him. You can kill these 2 guys fast enough. If you kill them fast enough, no alarm will be raised. Then you kill the guy over here, and then all the other guys that are over there won't even see you. You can actually just be in the office doing all this other shit and they won't even see you. That's actually the fastest way to do it, which I usually do, but I fucked up this time. Like, they'll just be standing there while you do this. It's pretty funny. Understand better some of the definitions of theosophy here, so I'm going to pause there. I didn't come across anything in here that's overly 22, 32, 60, 10. Who hasn't encountered any theosophical work before. I always, like, some people only try to remember, like, 2 of the numbers, but I find if I remember all 4, it's easier for me to, like, actually see it. See, like, you know, any little group of numbers there. Let's continue the reading. The mechanism first. Number 1, physical. First, then, as to the physical part of the mechanism. Yeah, so maybe these ones, maybe there is something to it. I've never got the Merryweather one at night, so maybe I'll always do the weapon sourcing in the nighttime to avoid that. Okay, weapons check. I want a combat MG on. I also want armor, because there's going to be 2 enemy helicopters out here. And again, you don't want to die. Okay, at this point, usually you press right, you know, when you're going in and out of buildings, but you want to press left here to go to the roof. You don't want to go to the ground. So always left at that point. Okay, so sometimes at this point, if you're not near your heli, you'll want to fight these helicopters a little bit, but I don't need to right now. If you did have to fight them, what you would do is just shoot the gunners. Don't take the helicopters down, but actually just shoot the gunners, because that way the helicopters will not respawn with fresh gunners. Instead, they'll just be flying around you with no gunners at all. Just, you know, they'll just be shouting at you, but they won't be able to hurt you. So if you take the helicopters down, though, they'll keep respawning with fresh gunners, and that'll eat up your time as well as health and armor. So screw that. If you have to fight them, only kill the gunners. Don't kill the pilots. Don't take the helicopters out.
rest only in this specialization. They are essentially the same, and they all do their respective work in exactly the same manner, like a transmission of vibrations to the brain. And I'm going to pause for a moment. Remember, he's speaking in terms from 1903 when this book was published. So, perhaps it sounds a little primitive as to the explanation or descriptions here of the human body, but bear in mind, these were very learned men.
Okay, the hardest preps are out of the way now. It's all easy, man. It's all easy. Oh no, safe codes can be hard. That one's fun though. Yeah, usually that doesn't pop up unless you get the bearer bonds, which is rare, so yeah. Okay, let's do fingerprint with cloner. We'll leave safe code till last, because while I'm at it, I'll go spin the wheel at the casino and do anything else I need to do.
They may sound a little off to the modern ear, but keep in mind, this is coming at it from the perspective of 1903 science. So, with that being said, he hasn't said anything that doesn't hold up, even so. But there's other aspects that he describes here later as we get going that will, I think, resonate with you, because it seems to hold true. It has more weight to it than the strict physical sense of thinking. So let's continue on. Now, this brain of ours, which is thus the great center of our nervous system, is very readily affected by slight variations in our general health, and most especially by any which involve a change in the circulation of the blood through it. When the flow of blood to the vessels of the head is normal and regular.
Okay, so just stay out of the security camera cones for this one. This is a plasma cutter, right?
But any
Is it
alteration in this
or a fingerprint cloner? Sorry, my bad.
quantity, quality, or speed immediately produces a corresponding effect on the brain, and through it.
So before I go in there, I find the
if, for example,
security
blood is supplied to the brain, congestion of the
electrical box. Sorry.
and irregularity in its
Turn that off.
once produced. If too little, the brain and therefore the nervous system becomes first irritable and then.
Okay, I'll get the assault shotgun on.
Of the blood supplied is also of great importance.
Gonna put armor on.
Courses through the body.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this an easier way. You can just assault shotgun everybody, but I'm going to do this.
Organs of the body. And if it be unable adequately to fulfill either of these functions, a certain disorganization.
Oops. Usually I don't do that, but that way they'll be all dead. But it's more costly. It would be more cost effective and time effective to just kill them with a gun, probably. But oh, the fire's died down, so yeah, that was pretty fast too. Whoops.
If it be too great, it produces fever. If too slow, then again lethargy is caused. It is obvious, therefore, that our brain, through which, be it remembered, all physical impressions must pass, may very easily be disturbed and more or less hindered in the due performance of.
Yeah, oftentimes that part, if you're so,
certainly be entirely
ended up being a little messy.
Before we pass on, one other peculiarity of this physical negative vibrations, to which it is accustomed to respond, and I'm going to pause for a moment right there, folks. Remember that.
I think these could be different locations, but it's always the same thing. There'll be 2 security guards or security cameras out at the first point, which you can disable with the fuse box. The second one, you'll shoot them. Damn, my aim is a bit shit.
And sometimes we could get our frequencies retuned, and it will affect our mood and our physiology in certain ways. So keep that in mind.
Go into first person here if you want to run a little faster.
It is this property of the brain that are to be attributed.
Seems like it's always at these, like, between these back 3 desks.
Of manner, which are
okay, got it.
Independent of the will, and are often so difficult to conquer. And as will presently be seen.
So if you don't kill those or take out those security cameras, when you come out of the building here, there'll be enemies coming that you'll have to fight or avoid taking too much damage from, but taking out those security cameras means no enemies.
Your body, this mechanism within your body will sense different types of vibrations that it's accustomed to responding to, and it'll notice changes in those vibrations, and it will react to those, and this could affect us in many different ways. So this causes an unconscious response within us. Do you see how something as simple as changing a frequency of something can affect? So, remember that as we move forward. And especially when it comes to...
Almost done, almost done.
Because he does
I think we're under an hour still.
a more important part of our life during sleep,
even with the scope out or the
waking life.
gather intel and everything, so...
Our receptiveness to different frequencies.
This can even be done faster. This is about an average time, though, for me, I think.
Number 2.
Probably an average time for most people that are pretty decent at doing this. Okay, safe code. Usually you don't have to do this. Usually, yeah, because the bearer bonds with the safe is like, what, 1 in 5, 1 in 6 or something chance, so usually it's not this. I'll put out a separate video later when I get another, the more common prep. But this is fun. I do like this one.
So essentially, the Theosophical Society, as well as some of these other old mystery schools and secret societies, they describe that your etheric body, they call it the etheric double, the human double, this form is very much a part of you, just as much as your physical form. And the etheric exists as a subplane of the physical plane. So therefore, it's a slightly less dense form of matter. So it's not something that we see or experience on a physical level in our physical reality. It happens underneath the surface. Right? It's kind of like hidden underneath the surface. And this falls back on ideas of the visible and the invisible, and that there are invisible forces at play and at work here in this world. This, aligns with that type of idea. They claim that you can receive sensations through this etheric form as well. And, it happens on an unconscious level.
This was fun. The stuff I'm listening to is like, Order of the Theosophy or Order of the Illuminati, Bavarian Illuminati texts from like 1900 and 1800s. It was way more fun to listen to during when I was playing Red Dead in the winter, just roaming around. Red Dead is dead. Okay, so I may as well put on armor. I think I will need it.
The mold upon which the physical body is built up is formed by the agents of the Lords of Karma, while the astral matter has been gathered together by the descending ego, not of course consciously, but automatically as he passed through the astral plane, and is in fact merely the development in that plane of tendency, who sees...
When close quarters fighting, I like to zoom out. It allows me to see more of my surroundings. For fighting people far away, I find it's better to be zoomed in, because then you'll be aiming more precisely. I think zooming out gives you more awareness, though, of your surroundings, of your immediate surroundings.
To the ego, this would be the actual essence of the divine spark in each one of us, our fractal.
Okay, this is just wherever. Follow your nose, wherever your gut takes you. Sometimes it'll take you the right way, sometimes not.
Our individual intelligence existence on this mental plane.
There's always a different room.
That's what they refer to as the ego. And the ego steps down, takes on astral matter, and takes on etheric matter.
There they are. So I get the suppressed sniper out. See how there's 2 security guards? Line up their heads with 1 shot. Lovely. Now, I have my assault shotgun on, but put the weapon away before going in to not alert any security guards inside. You want to be entering here unarmed.
So it's kind of hard to describe.
If you want to not have to deal with like the gunfight and it just takes longer having to do the gunfight.
Has often been called the vehicle of the human life ether or vital force.
I'm gonna check the bedroom. I like it when he's in the bedroom or the little office. It's easier. Hopefully he's in there. Nope.
You will see the solar life
Shucks.
principle almost colorless, though
I hope he's not in the party room. That's the most difficult spot. Because there's not really any cover, there's just tons of enemies.
You will see how the etheric part of
I don't
his
see him in here so far. I like that.
of its wonderful function absorbs
This area is like easy to die in if you have to fight.
into prana so that it may be more readily assimilable by his body. How it then courses all over the body, running along every nerve.
Don't run into the guards. I've never done it, but I assume that would alarm them.
Causing the glow of life and health and activity to penetrate every
Okay.
atom of the etheric double. And how, when the rose-colored particles have been absorbed, the superfluous
I don't think he's ever in this room.
finally radiates from the body
Never really checked
in every direction as
no.
bluish white light. I'm going to pause for a second there, folks. Once again, it sounds like a lot of nonsensical mumbo-jumbo, but there are actually people that claim when they have this clairvoyant type sight or this sight into spiritual realms, they can see these things, and some people claim to be able to see auras.
I don't think he's ever in here, but I just haven't had to do this for a long time, so I'm a bit lost. I haven't spent much time in the casino. It's the penthouse. Should be over here. Yep. This is an easy spot to kill him, so just light him up. You want to kill him fast, because he has an assault shotgun. You don't want to have to deal with that.
What their observations are, and that's what Mr. Leadbeater here.
So you could shoot your way out. It is fun to do that, but once you have the safe code, another thing you can do is just let yourself die, and you'll spawn outside with no wanted level.
This aligns with the chakras in various teachings as well.
Unless they patched it, but I don't think they have. It's been this way forever. Just get the safe code, and kill yourself, spawn outside, no wanted level.
But at any rate,
Passed.
This is one of the sense organs of sorts.
There we go. Now the heist is completely set up and ready to do for the finale. I'm not going to do the finale right now, though.
Or that's at least what the claim is.
I'm gonna go spin the wheel.
And like I said, some of this
Spin the wheel, make the deal. Spin the wheel, make the deal.
But this is what they teach. All right. So regardless of whether you believe this stuff or not, there's people in positions of power in this world that very much do, and things they do to act upon these things will affect all of us. And I do find some value in some of these teachings because it acknowledges a spiritual side of things that our modern reality does not acknowledge. And I think it's information that's been lost to us.
I always wait just over 3 seconds. I seem to win like fairly often when I wait just over 3.
It's worth considering. It's worth observing.
Okay, well the heist is set up now. I can end the stream there. I don't really want to do the finale solo because it's just a drag. The way it works now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So that was an hour.
If he examines further into the action of this life eater, he will soon see.
So that was an hour all said and done. Cool. Could have been faster, could have been slower, so that's about average time to do this. So. Bomb. I will, once I get the other variations for the preps, there's 2 other preps, the Merryweather weapons prep and the plasma cutter, when you have to break through the glass safe rather than get the safe codes. So I'll attach those little mini videos later to this one. And yeah, thanks for watching. That's how we do that pretty quickly. Alright, peace. Take care.